I am so excited for all of this, y'all. Anyway, the Dragon Ball Legends reveals and stuff, Legends Festival Edition 2023 Part 2 has just ended. And with that, we got the announcement of a few things. Some quick information I want to get out of the way is we're going to be getting a new Zenkai, and we're getting brand new unique equipment that's godly by default for Shallot specifically. So I'm really excited about that unique equipment, but the Zenkai that we'll also be getting is none other than LF Bardock, which is very fitting based on, you know, what's happening with the game right now in, you know, part 2. But yeah, I wanted to get all that out the way first because I really want to focus on the biggest thing of this entire thing. And it's the fact that we're going to be getting a brand new tag Goku and Bardock, as you can clearly see on the screen. But yes, we're getting tag Goku and Bardock. This is big news. This is a lot bigger than most people will think. But before we actually break anything down, of course I have my reaction. So check out my reaction, and then afterwards we'll break down this unit. With same pride in their hearts. No! Oh my god! No! What the? They actually did it! What the? Yo! They actually did it! Oh my god! What? Yo! Wait, no! It just, what the heck is that? What the? Oh! Like, you're invincible! What the? You're invincible! What the? No, bro, it's freaking time! This is our first What If character!
Yes.
What the? Oh my god! Oh my god! And originals, oh my freaking lord! This is absolutely insane. This is our first What If character we've gotten in Dragon Ball Legends. This is unbelievable. Like, this literally shakes the foundation of what classifies as a legendary finish. We can get combinations of characters that we never even considered before. This is insane. And not only that, they come with a new mechanic. This is going to be absolutely insane. Anyway, let's break all this down. We're going to skip the synopsis so we can actually get to the fine details. So we start off with Goku. His element is blue. Tags are Saiyan, Sun Family, and Team Bardock, obviously because Bardock is part of the unit. And episode is Game Originals. Now, of course, when it comes down to this type of tag, there's not many teams or many units you can utilize on this team that would be viable right now. I would say the only unit that you could possibly use, depending on how the equipment is, would be Shallot. And that's about it, because most people are not using Android 21. Most people are not really utilizing Zaha or Giblet. So again, they are on Game Originals, but you're more than likely gonna be using them on Saiyan, Sun Family, or Team Bardock, or anything of the sort. Anyway, switchability. Tag switch to Bardock and change your element to green. This ability will boost your arts card draw speed as well, which gives a powerful attacker like Bardock the perfect chance to go on the offensive. So we have tag switch to Bardock, switches own element to element green, restores own health by 10% and ki by 40, applies attribute upgrade, shortens substitution count by 2 to self, cannot be stacked, effects reset after character switch, plus 20% to damage inflicted for 20 timer counts, increases own arts card draw speed by 1 level for 10 timer counts, requirements max skate switch. So of course, again, they're a tag unit, so you gotta be able to swap to the next character. Bardock is a green unit, which is actually good for 2 reasons. One, with Goku being a blue unit, that means he covers the likes of powerful red units. What are some powerful red units in the game right now? Ultra Vegito Blue, and the recently released, Transforming Beast Gohan. Those are 2 red units that are very powerful right now. And then with Bardock being green, what does that help you with? Well, that helps you against the likes of Zamasu, because he's still being used. The Frieza side of Tag Goku and Frieza. What else? Ultra Super Janemba, that's another one. Trunks, even though I've seen less of LF Sword of Hope Trunks, he still does get utilized in this meta, right? So Bardock would help against units like that, which is fantastic. And then of course, you know, swapping, being able to heal and get ki, you know, shortening your sub counts, like being able to increase your damage, raising your arts card draw speed, all of that is fantastic. Moving on, we have Z ability. The Z ability 3 will buff Tag Saiyan, Tag Sun Family, and episode game originals, which means it'll come in handy for all kinds of parties. So Z ability 1 plus 22% to Tag Saiyan base strike attack and defense during battle. Z ability 2 plus 26% to Tag Saiyan or episode game originals base strike attack and defense during battle. Z ability 3 plus 2% to special move damage inflicted by Tag Saiyan, and plus 30% to Tag Saiyan, episode game originals, or Tag Sun Family base strike attack and defense during battle. And Z ability 4 plus 3% to special move damage inflicted by Tag Saiyan, and plus 38% to Tag Saiyan, episode game originals, or Tag Sun Family base strike attack and defense during battle. So again, lots of buffs for the tags that they'll be on, and seeing that they're having an emphasis on game originals, I'm hoping that we'll start getting a lot more game originals units from here on out. That would actually be really nice. Okay, continuing, we have strike arts. So it says strike, Goku strike arts come with blast armor, so you can charge right in without fear of incoming blast arts. So of course, strike, impact, applies attribute upgrade, minus 10% to enemies sustained damage cut effects to self forward 10 timer counts on hit, blast armor when charging forward. So again, it has blast armor, and the enemy has less sustained damage cut, so you deal more damage, which is good. Blast, restores some ki on activation. Blast impact, restores own ki by 5 upon activation, so that's good. It'll help you extend your combos a bit longer. Special move, nullify the enemy's endurance effects on activation and seal their special arts on hit, which is self-explanatory. They're a LF unit. Deals massive impact damage, applies the following effects to self upon activation. Plus 50% to special move damage inflicted for 3 timer counts, nullifies enemies, restores health when it reaches 0 effects when this character attacks for 3 timer counts, seals enemies' special arts on hit. The sealed arts cannot be used for 5 timer counts, blast armor when charging forward, which will be nice. So you'll be able to seal a lot of characters that are able to take advantage of their special arts. Prime example of that would be Tag Super Saiyan Blue evolves Vegeta and Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken Goku, where if they pop that, their combos last for 15 million years. Or with the new Transforming Beast Gohan, even before or after he transforms, if he pops one, he gets a special move. So being able to seal that is gonna be nice. And then we have special. Draw a strike arts card and nullify the enemy's special cover changes on activation. Get an even bigger offensive boost by activating when the unique gauge is full. Applies the following effects to self upon activation. Draw a strike arts card next, restores ki by 50, plus 15% to damage inflicted for 15 timer counts, plus 15% to health restoration for 15 timer counts, applies buff effect, nullifies enemy special actions that activate when changing cover for 5 timer counts, comboable arts, strike arts, blast arts, special move arts. If unique gauge is full, applies the following effects to self upon activation. Implies attribute upgrade, minus 20% to enemy sustained damage cut effects for 15 timer counts, cancels attribute downgrades and abnormal conditions. So they have a special skill that allows them to combo, which is nice. And of course, when you utilize it, you can follow up with anything, which is good. Remember, they're a tag unit, so they do not have an ultimate attack. But you are able to combo with strike, blast, and your special move. Not only that, it nullifies cover change for 5 timer counts, which is good. What else? You force draw a strike arts card, which is great, and you get the key to use literally any card in the game. Of course, apart from like varying circumstances that might prevent that. What else? You deal extra damage. You buff up your health restoration. Like, this sounds good. And of course, when your unique gauge is full, then you also deal more damage to the enemy because their sustained damage cut goes down by 20%. And you cancel attribute downgrades in abnormal conditions, which is really good. It sounds like a very, very powerful special skill. All right, now we get to the unique abilities. So, unique ability 1. This character possesses an attack buff against Tag Lineage of Evil. Can't imagine why. Reduces the enemy's strike, blast, special move, ultimate, and awaken arts power when changing cover. Ensure enemies attacks with Goku, then make an opening for Bardock to go on the attack. Plus 20% to strike damage inflicted against Tag Lineage of Evil, cannot be cancelled. Applies the following effects to self when battle starts. Plus 100% to damage inflicted. Jesus Christ. Cannot be cancelled, by the way. Alright. Reduces damage received by 70%, cannot be cancelled. increases arts card draw speed by 1 level, cannot be cancelled. -7 to strike arts or strike and blast arts cost, cannot be cancelled. -10 to special move arts cost, cannot be cancelled. The following effects occur when this character enters the battlefield. Charges own switch gauge by 40%, restores own ki by 20, plus 60% to damage inflicted, cannot be cancelled, activates once, inflicts enemy with attribute downgrade, -1 arts card draw speed level for 15 timer counts. Applies the following effects to self according to the number of times this character's strike or blast arts have hit. 1 time, plus 20% to damage inflicted for 20 timer counts. 2 times, applies buff effect, nullifies enemies' special actions that activate when changing cover for 5 timer counts. 3 or more times, plus 10% to strike damage inflicted for 15 timer counts. Hit count resets when character switch or attack switch is performed. The following effects occur when changing cover, plus 15% to damage inflicted for 20 timer counts, plus 10% to strike damage inflicted for 20 timer counts, inflicts enemy with attribute downgrade, -10% to strike and blast arts power for 20 timer counts, inflicts enemy with attribute downgrade, -20% to special move, ultimate and awaken arts power for 20 timer counts, and then draw a special move arts card next. When this character enters the battlefield via attack switch, if unique gauge is full, activates once. So that's a lot of things that I said, so let's break everything down. So, of course, with their unique ability, they buff their strike damage against LOE, very obvious as to why, right? By default, they get plus 100% to damage inflicted, which means that this unit is going to hit very hard. They reduce their damage received by 70%, which is a big portion, so that means they're going to have good survivability. Not only that, they increase their arts card draw speed by 1 level, so that means your combos will be able to continue, on top of the fact of you being able to lower your strike and blast arts and your special move arts as well. So, what? That means your strike arts would be 13, and your blast arts would be 23, and then your special move would be 40. So, yeah, you have lots of room there to try to make your combos last as long as you can. And then after that, if you throw in the character, you charge your switch gauge by 40%, which is good, because then, you just have to combo shorter to be able to swap again, which is nice. And then, of course, you restore ki by 20, so at the very least, you'll be able to use strike arts. And then, you raise your damage by another 60%, which also can't be canceled. It activates once, but it can't be canceled. And then, you cripple your opponent's arts card draw speed. So that means, as you get stronger, they get sabotaged. So that's also good. And then what else? You get buff effects when this character uses strike or blast. Again, if you use it once, you get even more damage buffs. And then if you use it again, you nullify cover change. And then the 3rd time, you get a strike damage buff. And those buffs reset after, attack switch? Or you swap them out in general, which is crazy. And then, of course, when you change cover, plus 15% to damage inflicted, plus 10, this unit gets too much damage. That's what it is. Too many perks of being powerful when dealing damage. That's pretty much the synopsis of all that. Okay, unique ability 2. This character has a special cover change against strike arts attacks. Its greatest feature is the new ability, Indestructible, with an effect that lets this character remain undefeated until the end of an enemy's combo, when it receives an attack that would reduce its health to 0. Use Indestructible to withstand your opponent's major attacks, like their Rising Rush or Ultimate Arts, then get back up and keep fighting. I was wondering about how this was going to work on Rising Rush, but I can already tell it's going to be a good thing. So, it says, knocks enemy back to long range if a cover change is performed against their strike arts attack, activates during assists, comboable arts, special move arts. So again, they have strike cover, you can follow up with your special move. The following effects occur on receiving an attack that reduces own health to 0, activates once for very obvious reasons. Applies effect cannot be defeated to self, cannot be cancelled, applies until enemy's combo is finished. That is major. Do you know what that means? That means that moves that nullify endurance, for this one particular case, if you use this unit for whatever reason, moves that nullify revival, or whatever the case may be, most moves that would normally wipe out that unit will not wipe out that unit. It is impossible. So that means that if you are comboing the opponent and you throw out Rising Rush within the midst of a combo, they will live. They will live. Like, even Rising Rush won't take them out so long as that effect, I'm assuming so long as the effect is active. I don't know if it comes down to the point where if they throw out Rising Rush and Rising Rush is the thing that knocks your health down to 0, if it'll activate then. Like, it could, it probably could not, we'll have to see. But just on a surface level, this unit, when their health reaches quote unquote 0, they are completely invincible, 100% immune to absolutely everything. So that means that you're probably gonna have to drop your combo after they reach that 0 part in order to try to wipe them out effectively. But apart from that, they are invincible. Anyway, continuing, cancels own attribute downgrades and abnormal conditions, nullifies own attribute downgrades and abnormal conditions for 15 timer counts, reduces enemy ki by 50, randomly destroys 2 enemy cards, and inflicts all enemies with no switching for 5 timer counts. Activation count is shared between Goku and Bardock, which is nice. So you pretty much get to sabotage your opponent, you get to reduce their ki, so that means their combo is just gonna end pretty quick, on top of destroying their cards, which is not gonna help out at all for the opponent, and you lock them in, which is really, really nice. Applies the following effects to self after effect cannot be defeated has ended. Charges unique gauge by 50%, restores health by 50%, nullifies unfavorable element factors for damage sustained for 15 timer counts. So, of course, you get to charge your unique gauge by half, which is great, and then on top of that, you get a guaranteed half of your health back, right? Which is nice. And then apart from, because it doesn't show like it can't be canceled or whatever the case may be. So if there are characters that do cripple your health restoration, wait, no, but that's for like endurance though. Like endurance effects and even revival effects. This is different. So, I mean, there might be some units out there that could probably stop that from happening, but I don't know how that's going to work. We'll have to see. But on the bright side though, you at least go element neutral when you get comboed for 15 timer counts after cannot be defeated ends. So again, let's say that you have Goku up against Tag, Super Saiyan Blue Evolved Vegeta, and Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken Goku. If Vegeta is in against Goku and he combos him, you'll be element neutral. Or if you have Bardock in and you're up against Tag, Goku, and Frieza, for example. If Goku is in against Bardock, Bardock will be element neutral, or at least I'm assuming. I'm hoping that this will be the exact same thing for Bardock, because it wouldn't make sense if it's the same for, or if it's for Goku but not for Bardock. That would actually suck. Slightly charges own unique gauge every time this character uses their switch ability. Applies the following effects to self once unique gauge is full. Activates once. Plus 30% to damage inflicted, cannot be cancelled. Or damage buffs. Applies buff effect, nullifies enemies, destroy card effects for 20 timer counts. Applies buff effect, nullify enemies, reduce key effects for 20 timer counts. Applies buff effect, nullify enemies, reduce Dragon Ball effects for 20 timer counts. Applies the following effects to self every time when hit with an enemy's special move, ultimate, or awakened arts attack while this character is on the battlefield. Restores health by 10%, activates 3 times, charges switch gauge by 70%, and plus 20% to damage inflicted for 20 timer counts. Okay, so when these guys are gonna be so freaking busted, bro. Like, it says slightly charges own unique gauge every time this character uses their switch ability, which makes sense. And then when your unique gauge is full, you get a guaranteed damage buff that can't be canceled on top of all the other damage buffs that you already get. But on top of that, you get card protection, you get key protection, and you get Dragon Ball reduction protection. Like, all types of sabotage is gonna be darn near useless on this unit, especially the card protection and the key protection, because again, units like Pan, Zamasu, and others out there who just reduce your ki constantly just by breathing is ridiculous, right? On top of fighting characters that just knock down your cards is also not fun, like Ultra Vegito Blue when he uses his ultimate attack. So again, being able to protect yourself against any of those, actually all those effects, is great. And of course, being able to not have your Dragon Balls get reduced is also really good, because there's a lot of units in the game that can do that too. Alright, that was just Goku. We still have Bardock, bruh. So let's break down Bardock. It shows Bardock, Element Green, Tags, Saiyan, Sun Family, and Team Bardock episode game originals. Switch ability. Tag switch to Goku and change your element to blue. Goku excels at defense, so tag switch to Goku when you need to withstand an onslaught of attacks. Tag switch to Goku, switch his own elements to element blue. restores own health by 10% and ki by 40, applies attribute upgrade, shortens substitution count by 2 to self, cannot be stacked, effects reset after character switch, plus 20% to damage inflicted for 20 timer counts, increases own arts card draw speed by 1 level for 10 timer counts, requirements max switch gauge. So very straightforward. The Z abilities are going to be the exact same because it's the same unit. There's no way those change. Moving on to strike. Just like Goku, Bardock strike attack or strike arts also come with blast armor. So strike impact applies attribute upgrade, minus 10% to enemy sustained damage cut effects to self for 10 timer counts on hit. Blast armor when charging forward. Blast impact restores own ki by 5 upon activation, same thing as Goku. Special move, in contrast to Goku, who seals the enemy's special arts, Bardock seals their special move arts on hit, deals massive impact damage, applies the following effects to self upon activation, plus 50% to special move damage inflicted for 3 timer counts, nullifies enemies, restores health when it reaches 0 effects when this character attacks for 3 timer counts, seals enemies' special move arts on hit. The sealed arts cannot be used for 5 timer counts, blast armor when charging forward. Very self-explanatory. Goku seals special skill, Bardock seals special move, so there's that. And then we have the special skill. So it says, like Goku, this character has a very useful special arts that can nullify enemy special cover changes. Use it when the unique gauge is full, and you can cancel own attribute downgrades or abnormal conditions. Applies the following effects to self upon activation. Draw a strike arts card next, just like Goku. Restores ki by 50, just like Goku. Plus 15% to damage inflicted for 15 timer counts. Plus 15% to health restoration for 15 timer counts. Applies buff effect, nullifies enemies' special actions that activate when changing cover for 5 timer counts, comboable arts, strike arts, blast arts, and special move arts. If unique gauge is full, applies the following effects to self upon activation. Applies attribute upgrade, minus 20 to enemy sustained damage cut effects for 15 timer counts, cancels abnormal or attribute downgrades and abnormal conditions. So there's that. And now the unique abilities. This unique ability grants offensive buffs depending on the number of times you land a blast arts or strike arts, including special cover change nullification, and a buff to critical rate. Wow, okay. Plus 20% to strike damage inflicted against tag Lineage of Evil. Of course, makes sense, cannot be cancelled. The following effects occur when this character enters the battlefield. Charges own switch gauge by 40%, restores ki or own ki by 20, plus 50% to own ki recovery cannot be cancelled, activates once, inflicts enemy with attribute downgrade, minus 25% to health restoration for 15 timer counts, applies the following effects to self according to the number of times this character strike or blast arts have hit. 1 time plus 20% to damage inflicted for 20 timer counts, 2 times applies buff effect, nullifies enemy special actions that activate with changing cover for 5 timer counts, 3 or more times, plus 25% to critical rate for 15 timer counts, up to 50%. Oh lord. Hit count resets when character switch or attack switch is performed. So again, for the most part, it's the same as Goku apart from the very end, where with Bardock, you get that crit damage. Yeah. So again, on top of all the damage buffs they also get crits too. Oh boy. Applies the following effects to self when enemy switches characters while this character is on the battlefield. Plus 20% to damage inflicted for 10 timer counts, plus 10% to strike damage inflicted for 10 timer counts, plus 30% to ki recovery for 10 timer counts, and minus 5 to blast arts costs for 10 timer counts. Draw a special move arts card next when this character enters the battlefield via attack switch if unique gauge is full, activates once. So, again, if you swap all these characters in, they're gonna get stronger. Their arts cost for their blast is gonna go down, their ki recovery goes up. You wanna make sure you don't really swap out while they're in. And of course, if you get a special move if you tag switch with this unit. So if you, I don't know if it's, I'm pretty sure it's if you swap, if you swap to Bardock? I'm pretty sure, but either way though, you get a special move if you tag switch, so there's that. And then the final part, unique ability 2. Like Goku, Bardock has a special cover change against strike arts attacks. Charge the unique gauge by tag switching, then when the unique gauge is full, nullify enemies, destroy card and reduce key effects, yeah. So, I'm pretty sure that's mostly the same as Goku, because what, you get strike cover. What else? The following effects occur on receiving an attack that reduces own health to 0, which is the cannot be defeated, the indestructible state. Yeah, I believe all those effects are the exact same because it said it's shared between Goku and Bardock. Let's see. Charges unique gauge by 50%, restores health by 50%. Yeah. You go element neutral for 15 timer counts. You get all the effects that Goku had initially, and then applies the following effects itself every time when hit with an MB special move. Restores health by 10%, charges switch gauge by 70. Whoa. And plus 20% to damage inflicted for 20 timer counts. So pretty much the exact same as Goku for the most part. But either way, that is all the details we have on Tag, Goku, and Bardock. Again, the unit sounds very powerful. They sound extremely powerful. And apart from them actually just sounding like a powerful unit, remember that this is the first Game Originals LF unit. This redefines the premise of what legendary finishes are even based off of. And I'm hoping that this is going to be the first of many, so we can start seeing crazy combinations that we never even thought was possible. I mean, and that's just for tag units. We can probably get like individual Game Original like units, right? Like, what if this happened with this character and then like they did this as a legendary finish, or whatever the case may be. This opens the floodgates for the different types of characters we can get in Dragon Ball Legends now, because now we know that the structure it's changing, and I'm all down for it. But I do want to know what you guys thought about all of this in the comment section below. But with that being said, I'm Ndukauba. Like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.